Hi folks, I'm Dr. Miluna, and I'm here to read a bit of chapter 3 of my book, Uplevel Your Communication, Evolve Your Presence and Speech to Change Everything. I'd like to introduce to you my custom trademarked vocal archetype system. Now, why did I create this system? Because it coincides with the 4 phases or stages of a human life. When I work with the client, I create a custom vocal recipe for them. Now, why would I do that? Because it is a powerful tool or roadmap to help you build an attractive, effective, confident voice that is both authentic to you and to your business and what you stand for. Each archetype has a corresponding direction, element, and time of year. Plus, there are qualities that the voice contains and tone qualities as well, meaning the tone of the voice. Here is Chapter 3, the 4 archetypes for women. We begin with the maiden or the girl. This is birth to age 20. The element of air and the springtime. Qualities: youthfulness, fun, energy, speed, wildness, happiness, laughter, defiance, enthusiasm, and business. Little girls who mean business, the boss talk, the leadership qualities that they're already developing or have within. The tone could be breathy, enthusiastic, could be faster paced, spontaneous, and usually higher pitched. Secondly, let's look at the mother voice. And this corresponds to this age of life, whether you're a mother of a physical being, a child, or you've given birth to an empire, a song, a book. This is around age 20 to 45. It is the element of fire, and it is the summer. Qualities of this voice: nurturing, could be the unconditional mother's love. Could also be romantic, passion, heat, beauty. The voice of the protector, right? Think mama bear protecting her child or animal. And the voice of compassion. The tone: loving, firm, emotional, and could be slower paced depending on whom you're speaking with. Now, third, we have the crone voice, the grandmother, grandmama, elder, sage, wise woman. Age range from about 65 and up. It is the element of earth. It is the winter time. Now, what are the qualities of this voice? Wisdom, experience, storytelling, earthiness, safety, calmness, kindness. And how about the tone? Mature, measured, experienced, could be lower pitched. For most women, when our hormones change, our voice does get lower in pitched as we live longer. And also still healthy. It's not the voice of an old woman, and there are ways to keep your voice sounding strong, healthy, and youthful. Now, did you notice that I skipped a very big phase or stage of a woman's life? Yes, I did. Because I want to finish with the most important voice. It is the voice of the queen, the good queen, the benevolent queen. And this is the most powerful voice because it is the voice you cannot push around, you cannot ignore, you cannot dismiss. And for this reason, this is the voice that people are afraid of. And this is the voice that terrifies abusers and manipulators. Hope that makes sense. The queen is 45 to 65. It is the element of water, leading with the quality of water. The fall or the autumn. Qualities: vision, knowledge, discernment, necessary firmness, or can be a quality of being impersonal. And that's misunderstood. There's a valuable reason for that. The queen's voice is the maker and holder of boundaries. The benevolence, the grace, the regalness, and the intuitive qualities of the queen. The tone, full-on breath. No breathy part, no breathiness here. It is rich, resonant, dynamic, commanding, unemotional, steady, rich, and certainly loud enough for us to hear you. The queen must be heard. Now let me show you how I begin to create a recipe for someone. Let's say this particular woman is the founder of a company or a movement. M-O-V-E-M-E-N-T, a movement, right? The queen is the visionary and leader that we trust. She's the one with the power, which is why the queen, her voice is the main voice that needs to come forward for board meetings, pitching for funds, employee meetings, and media interviews. I would advise sprinkling in a little of maiden for fun. Perhaps you're great at telling jokes on stage. And bringing in the mother qualities of the voice when discussing emotional matters, when wanting to connect very deeply with your audience, and for delivering bad news. For instance, if you've got to say to someone, "You're fired." Now, the archetypes for men. First up, we have the lad or the boy. Now, you know I love the British and the formality of the word lad. It's the young boy from birth to around 20. Again, the element of air, the springtime. Qualities of this voice: youth, strength, wildness, happiness, speed, energy, assertiveness, no inhibitions. The tone could be breathy, high energy, fast-paced, wild, and also could be a little higher pitched for a small boy. Second, the father voice from 20 to 45, fire, summertime. The qualities: devotion. Isn't that a great word? You don't hear that much. The strength, protection, the protective voice. The provider, right? The male provider for his family or community, if he's in politics perhaps. Love, lover, passion. The tone is protective. It's smart. It's even breath, and it might be slower paced, depending on the situation that you're in and the emotional intelligence that needs to come forth. Coming up third is, you guessed it, the king or the sovereign. Age 45 to 65. Water, again the fall or the autumn. The qualities of this voice, demonstrating the vision of the king, oversight of the whole realm, the voice of responsibility, trust, firmness, compassion, discernment, wisdom. Let's see the tone. Dynamic, strong, rich, and powerful. And equal parts of what I call the breath and tone, 50-50. It's got to be a well-produced voice. And last but not least, of course, we have the elder, the grandfather, the wizard, age 65 and up. It's earth, it's the wintertime. Qualities, wisdom, experience, the great storyteller, earthiness, steadiness, kindness, and understanding. The tone is mature. It's steady. It might be slower paced, and it might be lower pitched. Although for men, usually if you're a bass, you're always a bass. If you're a baritone, you're always a baritone throughout your life. Unless, of course, there are health issues or things that contribute to this from a physical point of view. Now, for a recipe for a man. Let's say you're a male scientist in healthcare. 75% is your king or sovereign voice and that regal, powerful presence. It gives credibility. It says, I'm in charge here. I know what to do. I know what's best for this company. And here's where we're going. 25%, I would say the grandfather or elder voice. And when would you use this? This could be when you're making a presentation, sharing your research and analyzing your findings. And what you've discovered is both meaningful and life-saving information, right? This is the voice of the elder. Listen, I've been on the planet long enough to analyze this data, to do this research over a period of time. I know what I'm speaking about. I know what I'm talking about. And men, you could also use your father voice for man-to-man meetings, one-to-one meetings, interviewing potential new employees or partners. It is the voice that is relatable. Well, this has been fun. I invite you to order a copy of my book to go deeper into these success and presence techniques for executives, founders, and creatives. Stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.